So welcome back to the Vanlife Rox channel. This is Rox Revenhart, the Rox Revenhart channel. So I threw the big queen mattress back in it, in the Spirit Avenger, if you will. It's heavy. It takes up the whole back end, but it's damn comfortable and it can fit more than just one person, so I went with that again. I took out the half mattress there that I had that was running kind of the short way across the van, and it just wasn't that comfortable. And because of the way I had it, if you're parked on any kind of hill, it just makes it awkward to lay in. Things fall off to either side of it, so I would have had to build something to kind of maintain like the pillows and things on it. So I decided against going with that and just to throw this queen size mattress back in it. I mean, it's a pillow top, it's Serta, it's crazy comfortable, probably the most comfortable bed I've ever had in my possessions, so it's kind of made sense for the van, I guess. It does take up the entire back end of the van, which is a problem. But I built a little platform for it. I should have filmed it, but I didn't. It's not very complex. It's just a couple boards running underneath it to support the frame, and then I got those milk crates underneath to kind of just support the mattress for now, until I come up with a better plan. What I'm thinking about doing is actually building a bed frame that can have a pull-out drawer come out the back barn door the entire length of the bed, so you got all that storage that you can just kind of have on a pull-out drawer. And I might film that process, but I gotta collect the wooden parts for that, so that's gonna maybe take a minute. But that's kind of the long-term plan, I think, the longer I have this thing. For now it's okay, it's supported by milk crates. I wanted to show, after making the bed, this is kind of what it looks like back there right now. It's pretty comfortable, it's very nice. Well, it's damn comfortable, I should say. It's very nice, and you can't go wrong with a pillow top, you know? So, there's that. Just made the bed, a little exhausted. So underneath, as you can see, is the storage crates that are supporting it. And the frame. You know, a couple of spare pieces of wood, my toolbox, the tools, kind of thing. So, that's what we're going for. I'd like to ultimately maybe paint, instead of paint white, I'd like to paint different colors, but I'm still kind of debating on the insulation and whatnot. So I think if I actually did put insulation on this, I could sacrifice a few inches, because there's still plenty of space. I just don't really want to lose much height, so I don't know, we'll see. Putting a floor in it doesn't make a lot of sense to me right now, but maybe eventually. As you can see, I won't be walking on the floor much. There's not a lot of floor space. So there's that. Right now I just kind of throw a rag down, towel, for stepping on. And I do have like a bath mat or something I'm going to throw down right here. Or some kind of carpeting or something. Other than that, it's pretty much, this is kind of done. I mean, this isn't the tour. I will have a tour video coming up next. But this is kind of the idea right now. Warp or bend or anything the way they're positioned under there. It's a grid of, I think, 3 by 5, so what's that, 15 milk crates back there, you know. So that and my toolbox and, you know, a few other things to support it, so it's supported and it's got plenty of storage within the milk crates. I just kind of want to do away with the milk crates so I can eventually have like a pull-out drawer that can just have longer, bigger items stored under there instead of just things in little crates. But the crates work for now. The crates are working. See my friend JJ, he was in the Halloween video I made of the creeper van, you know. So, meet my buddy. Like I said, I live in a van with puppets. And behind me is, you probably can't see it, the other, my stuffed pet. I don't know what to call it. I kind of have a thing for tigers, like I've said before, so kind of running a weird tiger theme inside here for now. That will change, I believe, as I develop this thing out. I don't really have a build video coming up yet. Everything I've been doing so far has just been basically no build. The bed frame, I don't know if I qualify that as a build, because again, I just kind of added a few screws to a couple boards, and I set the boards up so they can support the frame of the bed, and then I just screwed it into this main frame here. So, you know, it wasn't much of a build project, not really worth filming, I don't think. It's really just to test out the idea. It's not so much like a permanent build. It's just so I can see different, you know, layouts. I did build it on a hinge platform underneath, so you could technically lift this whole thing up on a hinge to get to the storage. But the thing I don't like about that is this mattress is still damn heavy. Despite having a hinge system, it's just too heavy to really get in there. So right now what I'm having to do is I have a hook cane. And from the back barn doors, I can just hook whatever crates I need to get to. If I have to, I can muscle it up and support it with something and get under, but right now it's not very convenient. So the things that are stored underneath are the lesser used items right now. That's not the main things that I'm going to be using all the time, that kind of thing. So maybe tools, you know, just stuff that's not being used. But that's not my best use of space, in my opinion. I do want to build like shelving on this narrow walkway somewhere, because it doesn't really need to be used as a walkway. You just kind of crawl around. It's a bedding area. Go to bed, entertain yourself back there, whatever. All my electronics are kind of going up against this wall, such as the battery bank, the chargers, and the little AC thing I got in here, and the little heater I got in here, and the fans are all supported along the roof on the inside, so the ceiling area. So it's I got everything you need to survive in here. I don't have the most pretty layout just yet. Stay tuned for that. Maybe I'll show some footage of it in this video. I'll try to record a little bit of that real quick. Yeah, so right now this is turning into a bigger project than I was expecting it to be. I've sat on it longer than I would have liked to have. This was not really meant to be like a home for me, just a temporary shelter as I build it out. I'm really kind of actually looking for, believe it or not, sizing down and going to a Prius. The whole idea of this van is to flip it for the money so I can buy a Prius. I know that's crazy sounding, and I know there's other people out there on YouTube land that have done Prius campers. And that's kind of the route I want to go, because I really want that gas mileage. This thing's a gas guzzler. Gas prices are rising, and I want to also be able to work out of the vehicle that I'm camping in. So it needs to have good gas mileage, and it needs to be, you know, where I can drive around and work on it. You know, work from it. I like to do the DoorDash thing, and well, this is not very efficient for door dashing in. It can barely make the turns. It's 3-point turns, forget it. You know, so that's kind of where I'm going with that. So stay tuned. Don't get too comfortable on this channel with the Spirit Avenger. Its whole purpose was to buy to flip it, and sell it, trade it, whatever. If circumstances were to turn ugly for me, at least it's a mansion on wheels for me. It's more space than I need. It's a lot more vehicle than I need, but it's nice. I mean, this is a rolling apartment, easily. Bigger than most of the spaces I've already lived in when I lived indoors, you know. I've lived in closets, attics, basements, much smaller than this. In fact, I have lived in a closet, and this is much bigger than 3 times that closet size. So, in fact, the closet I've lived in couldn't even fit a mattress. Therefore, this is very much bigger. So I'm already used to that. Simple living, really. That's the idea. I don't know what else to say. This is not a build video. This is not a very exciting video. This isn't, like I said, very exciting video. The whole point of this video is just kind of keep the channel alive while I'm trying to figure out the next step. Still gathering ideas of what I want to do with this thing, as far as build goes. I'm thinking, you know, like how some of these videos have really nice cabinetry, but because this whole bed takes up the whole back, there's not a lot of room for cabinetry. But there's plenty of room underneath it. So the shelving that I'm looking at is actually, and I'll show it in a future video, it's that closet shelving, the wire shelving that you can use. I found a bunch of that, so I have a bunch of it. And I tested it before using like zip ties, so it's kind of like hinged. You know, I'll build a better hinge system for it, but the idea is it can be tucked away and pulled down just as like a little makeshift shelf as needed to, I don't know, like support like a laptop or a fan or a heater or something when needed. When not needed, it can be tucked away easily. So that's kind of something I'm looking forward to doing on this build. This project doesn't need much work. The only thing mechanically on it that it needs is a alignment, and that's a DIY project for me. I will film that video if I ever get around to actually fixing that before flipping it. On that, it's just like a really simple van. I didn't want to go all out and do like build flooring and insulation and all of that because it's a flip vehicle and I don't know what a customer would want. A full build out? Well, because of the high mileage of this vehicle, I'm not really looking to do a full build out because it's just, I'm not sure that's gonna be worth it. I mean, this thing's at 480,000 miles. When I got it, they claimed it has a new transmission 80,000 miles ago, so hopefully that's true. If it's not true, it's still very high mileage, but it is a beast. It has a strong engine, has all strong parts, nothing's rusted over. It could probably run for a lot longer, but I don't think this is my cross-country hauler. I don't think this is going to be my travel vehicle. This is strictly right now an apartment sitting stagnant, drawing off of, it does have solar, but it is drawing off of shore power out of a driveway, you know. So this isn't true van life living. This is just experimenting with the idea as I build it out. I hope to get it to the next level. I really don't know about insulating it. I tried flooring. I bought some, or I have some flooring material. I just don't have the wood that go over it, but I have all the insulation and all that. I didn't like the fact of sacrificing space. Even just a couple inches here and there on all sides will start making the whole area feel smaller. But it's becoming winter time, and winterizing this vehicle is going to be important. So I don't know what to do about that. Either double up on blankets and heaters and stuff like that, or run insulation. But again, this is a high mileage cargo vehicle that I kind of want to leave open for the buyer to decide what they want to do with it. I don't know if I want it to be a full build out. Yes, that does make it increase in value, but it's not economical for me to slam a bunch of cabinetry and a really nice build into a vehicle that might not have a whole lot of life left on it. I don't know. Unless you do like engine swaps and stuff like that. That's not a route I'm willing to go just yet, so like I said, I'm kind of shifting gears towards a Prius, getting out of the vans and going towards a Prius. If you have any ideas on that, if you've done one or the other, let me know, because I am a musician. I do have some music gear that's not going to fit very well in a Prius. A couple guitars is too many, so I'm going to have to downsize. I might even have to just give up all the equipment altogether. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. The thing I like about the Prius is it's a generator on wheels, and it's already self-insulated, so I don't have to insulate it for winterizing. It runs its heater and its AC around the clock as needed, so that's cool. You can drive 40-50 miles on a gallon or whatever, so that's cool. So that's kind of where I'm at. I want to travel. The ultimate goal is to be able to travel, work, have that work pay for the travel, and so on. So there's going to be some sacrifice, and as I always say, there is no gain without sacrifice. I'm going to have to sacrifice something in order to downsize. As you see, I got puppets. Do I get rid of the puppets? This is quite the challenge. It's a bigger challenge than I expected, but this is a lifestyle I've already kind of lived throughout my life. It's just I'm taking it on differently than I think the average van lifer. I don't know. I'm trying to do it frugal. I'm trying to do it cheap, on the low. You know, I'm not wealthy. I'm not making much success off of these channels right now. Hopefully that changes. Who knows? Thanks for watching. You know, my next video is probably going to be my shelving or my power or something like that, so stay tuned for that. I don't really know. I'm really kind of deciding. what I want to do with this. I'm gonna make the bed, make it look nice back there. I did some painting, just test painting the walls so it's white again inside, but man, I have some ideas on the interior that I want to try out. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably gonna do an interior video or tour or something like that coming up next. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Vanlife Rox out.